Hey there, welcome to my channel. My name is Linda. If this is your first time here, I post all sorts of DIY and craft related videos. So if you don't want to miss out on any further videos from me, you might want to go ahead and hit that red subscribe button and notification bell so that you are notified every time I upload a video. So we are on our last third day of a 3-day video series on DIY Easter crafts using mostly supplies from Dollar Tree. Now, if you missed the first one or the second one or both of them, I will have the links down below for you. The first one we did a really cute Easter garland. The second one we did a really cute bunny sign and really cute piece of home decor. And today's video we're going to work on some really fun, easy, like Easter bunny shaped I'm going to call them pillows. They're just really cute. They, little stuffed pillows. I'm sure we've seen them all over like Pinterest and things like that. But I wanted to make some myself. And then we're going to work on a really fun kind of piece of home decor that uses a kind of rusty bed spring as its base. Really cute, really fun. Hope you enjoy both of these. For those of you that have been with me all 3 days, I thank you for that. For those of you that have recently become new subscribers to my channel, welcome. I thank you for joining me, and those of you that have been with me for a long time, you know I love you all. But anyway, what are we waiting for? Let's get started. This is project number 1, the stuffed bunnies. Now what I've got here, I'm doing 3 here because I want to show you one that doesn't require sewing, because I of course am going to sew my bunnies. Now to get my bunny pattern, what I did is I just went on Pinterest and I did a search for free bunny printable, found the one I liked, and then of course downloaded it and resized it. Now I pinned each of these bunnies onto my fabric, and you want 2 pieces per bunny. So I'm just kind of showing you cutting one out, of course. Get a little bit of that on here because it's very exciting to watch. Okay, just about enough of this. So we're going to work on this first one. I'm going to show you doing this with hot glue if you are not a sewer. You want to kind of hot glue in sections, and then we're going to stuff in sections at the same time, because you don't want to hot glue the whole thing and leave one little opening. It's a little bit easier to just kind of do like about half of the bunny with hot glue. I think I go through most of the ears. Oh, a little bit at the bottom too. So about half of the bunny basically. And then we'll do a little bit of stuffing. And the stuffing that I'm going to be using is just stuffing from a pillow. I buy those Walmart jumbo pillows, and that's how I get my stuffing. So again, hot glue a little bit of the bunny, and then stuff. My hot glue is really hot, so it sets up really, really fast. I'm just going to kind of show you this pretty much start to finish. Get all the way in there, nice large opening, and then go ahead and glue down all the rest of the bunny. Real easy. So this if you're a non-sewer or you don't feel like sewing. And you can of course stuff as thick and fat as you want or as loosely as you want. It's all up to you. But I just really wanted to show you the non-sewing option, of course, as I already stated. And then once you get this done, I'm going to kind of distress it a little bit. So I'm just going to pull on the fabric pieces, just like this here. Find your edges, pull on them, let those little threads hang off. Give it that nice rustic distressed look. It looks kind of cute this way, I think. Just like that. So there's your non-sewing version. I've got mine. Now I'm taking mine to the sewing machine, of course. I've got it all pinned, leaving a small opening. I'll sew almost 3/4 of it, leave the opening, stuff it, and then sew the remaining bunny closed. I just kind of wanted to show you a little bit of that, because this is exciting to watch as well. Okay, so all sewn. Opening here, and then I will stuff. And I'm just making 2 bunnies here. You know, you can make as many as you want. A trio of bunnies would certainly be cute. Very cute. And I believe my largest bunny is about 14 inches tall. My smallest bunny is just about 10 inches tall. And when I printed those, I printed it on 2 pages. Like I printed the head on 1 page and the body on the other, of course, because when you go to print, you can't get them all on one 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper if you want a larger bunny. And here I am kind of distressing the edges again. And it's all done. Our bunnies are finished. So I've got 2 strips of fabric here. The same fabric I use for my bunnies. They're about 24 inches long and about 1 inch wide, and I'm distressing both of these pieces as well. And then what I'm going to do is just use the contrasting fabric on each bunny. Okay? This plaid is my favorite. I use it like on everything. I just love this kind of red plaid. Get it at Walmart. So I'm going to add the red plaid to the muslin bunny. And I'm sorry I didn't mention that the fabric I'm using on this lighter bunny is muslin fabric. And I'm just going to simply tie this in a bow. Okay, and then of course I'm going to use the muslin fabric on the red check bunny, and again tie it in a bow. These bunnies are so easy and so cute. I've seen a lot of different versions of them. I've seen these with like a little crooked ear at the top. You know, you can choose because there's lots of those little bunny templates on Pinterest. So I've got these wood hearts from Valentine's. I'm going to use one for each bunny. I'm going to make it into a button. I'm going to use my tool here, We Are Memory Keepers tool. Now, if you don't want to make it into a button, you can just, you know, use the heart as it is, of course. And what I'm going to do is use some of this twine. Both of these are from Dollar Tree. You can use the lighter twine or the darker twine. And I think what I do is I end up using light twine on one bunny and then the darker twine on the other bunny. And since I made it a button, I'm feeding my twine through the holes and then tying a bow. But if you don't want to do that, of course, just tie a bow and glue it right on top of the heart. Or if you don't have a tool to, you know, to make a hole in the buttons, or you don't want to drill buttons, it's easy either way. Little bows on here. Okay, and then I'm going to add a couple of buttons, just kind of we've been doing all through the video series here, keeping in with our kind of rustic farmhouse theme. Using the darker button on the lighter one to kind of contrast the darker bow on this red check bunny, and then opposite, the lighter button on the red check bunny to contrast the, you know, lighter twine bow on the white bunny. So just so they look like a matching set. And then of course gluing both of these on. And then I've got these little burlap butterflies. I got them at Michael's, but Dollar Tree has these paper butterflies or paper flowers if you want to add these to it as well. Super cute. Either works. These are just kind of what's in my stash, and I wanted to go with the burlap trim, and I'm just adding a little butterfly here right on both of them. Really super cute and easy. Look at these. I mean, these are done. They are so cute. Didn't take much time at all. So hope you enjoyed this one. Love it. So let's move on to project number 2, our rustic bed spring bunny nest. So what I need to do here is form a nest. I'm going to put some gloves on. It gets a little sticky, so I've got some moss from Dollar Tree and this adhesive spray. I'm actually using the reindeer moss, but they also have that decorative moss kind of over where all the little fairy garden stuff is, or you can use the brown Spanish moss, either one, but this is what I had in my supply. And what I'm doing, I'm making this nest about 5-inch diameter, and I'm forming it into a bowl shape. And as I'm forming it, I'm spraying it with this adhesive spray. I read this online because I wanted to know, how can I keep a nest together? So you just form it inside and out into your bowl shape, spraying it with the adhesive spray. I have to say though, I'm not really impressed with this Dollar Tree adhesive spray. I don't know that I would waste my money on it. So I'm flipping this over.
kind of showing you here in a minute the adhesive spray from Dollar Tree. Don't use it. I'm going to my Elmer's Craft Bond spray and again spraying as I'm working with it. Now once it's done, the instructions said to spray it with a sealer, and I have this matte clear enamel on hand, and it said you spray it because it helps the nest from drying out and keeps it together. Now I don't know about drying out because I'm just making this, but that's what it said to do. Now I also built this little dollop of moss on the end because we need that to fit into our bed spring. Now I'm going to use this air dry clay. Moving forward a little bit, I need to make some eggs for our nest. I got this air dry clay at Walmart. I think it was about $6, but you can see here it's a lot of clay. It's really malleable and really wet, easy to work with. I'm going to make 2 eggs, and then with this air dry clay you need to let it, especially for like thick eggs like this, just let it set overnight and dry. Okay, I'm going to bring out this little ceramic craft bunny kit from Dollar Tree. I love these little bunnies. And I'm going to take out the little hanger on top. Unfortunately, when I take the hanger out, a little bit of the top kind of breaks off, but that's okay because I was going to fill it in anyway. And I'm going to fill it in with this wood filler that I have. See how it's broken there? That I have on hand, but I believe Dollar Tree also has some spackle, and I think that would work as well. I'm just going to fill this in. Let it dry. Just takes, probably 20-30 minutes. It's really thin, and then I sand it and it's all ready to go. But I want to cover it, so I'm going to use this oyster white paint. In my supply is basically the same color as the bunny and the clay, but I wanted that color anyway. Plus painting it kind of, gives it a little bit of a farmhouse look. So I don't mind doing that at all. All right, come into covering my eggs here. I do 1 coat on the bunny, and I believe I do 2 coats on the eggs. And now I'm going to come in and I want to spackle my eggs. So I'm just using this burnt umber apple barrel paint. Just need a tiny little bit. Going to add some water. Mix it up. You want it nice and watery. Any paintbrush will do. I just have a fan brush here. And then you just kind of tap the brush and it will spackle. Unfortunately, though, I think I'm spackling more of the paper than the eggs, but that's how it goes. And I'm heat setting it in between because that way it dries really quickly, and then I can flip it over and spackle the other side. So here's what we've got when we're all done. Now we're going to start putting our nest into our bed spring. Remember the little dollop here? That's going to fit right into, I'm going to show you here, right into that bed spring. So I'm going to add some glue on the bed spring first, and then get that nest in there. Now with bed springs, they're rusty, they're old, and they lean. So our nest leans, and we'll kind of get into this in a minute. We will do some stuff here to make it so that our nest stays more upright. Okay, you can see how it kind of leans a little bit because it doesn't have support on, areas of the bed spring. So I have this bamboo wreath from Dollar Tree, and I took one completely apart so that I can use the sticks. And I'm going to use several of these little sticks. I've cut little short lengths. I'm going to add glue, and I'm going to tuck it in around the bed spring so it acts just almost like, a wall of sorts and holds up the nest. And I do this, almost, I show a little bit here, but I do it almost all the way around. And it's okay because I'm leaving like a little bit of those sticks sticking up. We're going to add some sticks around the top of the nest, so it's all going to just kind of go in as part of the decorative area, but also holding up our nest. Okay, so I'm now breaking the sticks, adding, more pieces up and around the top of the nest, so it doesn't look like we just stuck a couple of sticks at the bottom. It all just kind of works cohesively together. And I think it just gives it a little bit more of a rustic look, gives it more coloring, of course. So we'll tuck a few of those in here. Just working around. Bending things and gluing and tucking where I need it. I like how it kind of sticks up like that. I think it's great. Add a little bit more wall here for underneath our nest. That's okay because you got to have a foundation to build your nest, right? So bunnies or birds, build it in the tree, a foundation of sticks and everything. It all works together. So we're going to start kind of decorating the inside. I've got these tags, these little Peter Rabbit tags I found on Pinterest. I will put the link down below to the blog where I found them. I cut it out, sewed around the perimeter, of course, and now I'm distressing the edges with the open edge of my scissor blades. Adding a punched hole. And then I've got some ink here. This is just ink from, paper crafting, and I'm just kind of adding some of this ink on here to make it look a little bit more rustic and vintage and discolored, and I'll do that on the front and the back. Set that aside. We're going to go back to our nest. Now I'm going to pull out some of this decorative moss because I love these pieces that are in here, and some twine. This is some crochet, both of those from Dollar Tree, some burlap ribbon from Dollar Tree, a little bit of greenery. This is some white twine. I've just tied it into a large bow. And then I'm going to use, again, some of these burlap butterflies from Michael's, but again, Dollar Tree has these paper butterflies. I'm going to use some mulberry paper flowers from my supply. I'm a paper crafter. I've got a lot of those, but again, Dollar Tree has flowers you can use. This is called sisal. It's really thin, real string-like, and it adds great texture to projects. I used to be able to find it at Joann's, but now I can't find it there anymore. I have to kind of order it online. So I'm adding in a little piece of greenery from this Dollar Tree greenery, and of course I already glued on that mulberry paper flower. I chose it because I liked all the little curlicues and things hanging off of it. And then we're going to go ahead and add in our bunny. Get that glued in here. This is really starting to shape up really cute. I have liked all the project we've done, but I think this one is my very favorite. So we're going to add in our cute little speckled eggs. And I think I had made one larger and one smaller. Of course, you can make them whatever size you want. And then we're going to start adding in some more stuff. This is a little bit more of the greenery that goes with that paper flower. It's got a cute little curlicue, so I'm kind of adding that on the other side as well. Kind of simulating things sticking up because of all the little tree pieces we use from that wreath, the little sticks. So, and now I'm bringing in some of that decorative moss. I love these pieces from it. These almost look like tiny little feathers or something. Really cute items in that. So, of course, pulled some of that out and tucking in this lighter kind of brown type moss in as well. And you can add as little or as much as you want. It's your little bunny nest. It's your little, I was saying that because of the eggs. It's your little bunny nest. He's guarding some eggs. And I love these kind of little flat pine cones that are in that decorative moss as well. So, of course, I'm going to glue one of those in. I've got my tag all done with the bow, and I was going to use that crochet trim, but I decided not to, so I'm tossing it aside. And then what I've got here, this is just like an old tablecloth. I found it at a garage, so I've been ripping it up over the years. So I've just ripped a few pieces off of it. I like the texture, and I'm going to start with this sisal here, and I'm going to just glue a big kind of clump right up under the nest. Like I said, this is just great texture. And then I'm going to add that kind of white twine here. I made really large loop bows so that it just kind of hangs down and takes up space right on top of that sisal. And then I'm going to add in my little pieces. Going to figure out how much I want of this tablecloth here. Going to add some little pieces in here. I'm just going to glue them right on and kind of right up onto the nest a little bit, so all those kind of curlicues where I ripped it apart. Just adds texture. If you don't have anything like this, of course, you can leave it out. Or use some of that crochet ribbon. Would work perfectly wonderful too. I just decided I didn't want to use it. And then we're going to get our little burlap bow right on underneath here. And don't worry, I'll flip this up in a minute so you can kind of see what we've got going on here. There we go. Looking cute, looking cute. I'm going to add in a little more sisal on the front because I just love how it all sticks out. Like I said, it's kind of, I hope I said it, I was thinking it earlier, it looks like texture of thread, so it's really cool. If you didn't have this, you could just use thread, like for sewing, and just kind of cut a bunch of it up, wrap it up, and kind of, wrap it around kind of in circle and kind of stick it in there. Really cute. That would work. And I'm adding my bow with my tag, and I'm adding one butterfly right on top. Isn't that sweet? So this project is done. I hope you enjoyed this little rustic bunny bed spring. I think it's super cute. Leave me a comment down below and tell me which project you liked best. Do you like the fabric stuffed bunnies or this cute rustic bed spring bunny? I again want to thank you for sharing this 3-day Easter Craft Fest journey with me, so to speak. I hope you enjoyed all of the projects. I will have my links down below to all my social media. Come follow me there. I thank you for sharing your time with me, and I'll talk with you again soon. Bye.